Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. This is a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. So the most important news and editorial of the day that is relevant for both prelims and mains examination of civil services will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with the news topic list. Today is 28th of September. The first important news, that is Jaldoot app for capturing water level of the wells, was launched by the government. Second, fourth round of quarterly employment survey. This will give you a detail about the status of employment in our country. Third, Prime Minister attends 10th funeral of the former Prime Minister of Japan. Fourth, first ever live streaming of the Supreme Court proceedings. This is the history that first time that the live streaming of the Supreme Court proceeding has been opened for public. The last is an editorial. Permanent membership of UNSC is another story. Right? So apart from the news and editorial discussion, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based question. These questions will be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further delay, let's get started. And before I start the session, if you are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do not forget to press a like button. So starting the session with the first news, that is Jaldoot app for capturing water level of wells. Something important for General Studies paper 3, that is conservation, environmental pollutions, degradation and EIA. Also this is important for General Studies paper 2 under government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors. So the Union Rural Development Ministry has recently launched a mobile application or mobile app that will enable the Gram Rojgar Sahayak, that means the workers, to measure the water level of selected well twice a year. तो ये twice of year कब होगी? Once before the monsoon and one after the monsoon. तो एक मानसून से पहले और एक मानसून के बाद ये की जाएगी ताकि ये कैलकुलेट किया जाए कि एक्चुअल में कितनी वाटर जो है वो बेसिकली कैप्चर हुई है उस वेल्स में. फॉर दिस द ग्राम रोजगार सहायक और द वर्कर्स विल बी इंटरेस्टेड टू डू दिस वर्क. नाउ जलदूत ऐप की अगर बात करें, दिस हैज बीन जॉइंटली डेवलप्ड बाय द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ रूरल डेवलपमेंट एंड पंचायती राज. This is a very important point, important for many other competitive examination and even for the prelims examination. This app will enable the Gram Rojgar Sahayak or the workers to measure the water level twice a year. जो मैंने आपको बताया, एक प्री मानसून के टाइम और एक पोस्ट मानसून के टाइम. The app will be used across the country to capture the water level of basically level of 2 or 3 selected village in the particular area, particularly specifically in the village. Manual monitoring of water level in an open well will be done twice a year, that is pre-monsoon and post-monsoon. So this is to ensure that the level of water which is there in the well, the storage of the particular water need to be calculated और उसके हिसाब से जो deficient है उसकी calculation हो, और अगर surplus है तो वो भी database गवर्नमेंट के पास रहे. Now advantages की अगर बात करें इस particular app की, जलदूत की बात करें, they are the personnel assigned to measure the water level and will upload a geotagged photograph through the app on every occasion of the measurement. The app will facilitate the panchayat with a robust data that can be further used for the better planning of the work. So accordingly, the work can be planned. The water deficit area will have some other criteria of work, and the water surplus area will have some different kind of work. The ground water data could be utilized as a part of Gram Panchayat development plan, और मनरेगा की जो प्लानिंग है उसके एक्सरसाइजेज में भी ये चीज़ें यूज़ की जा सकती है. Now the regular data from the Jaldoot will be integrated with a database from the National Water Informatics Centers, which can be utilized for the analysis and the help of the conservation efforts. अगर कहीं पे डेफिसिट हुई है तो गवर्नमेंट वहाँ पे कंजर्वेशन एफर्ट्स करेगी. The state government and the Gram Panchayat should involve themselves towards systematically collected the groundwater level and also assimilate the same in the central database for analysis. So this is how it will actually help in overall improving the water level of the wells. So this is a graph, this is an image that talks about the rise and fall. The central government water board measures the groundwater level दिस इज फॉर नवंबर. कौन सा ऐसे स्टेट्स हैं जहाँ पे सरप्लस देखी गई है? सो टॉप 3 स्टेट्स वेयर परसेंटेज ऑफ वाटर लेवल इज इंक्रीज्ड, that is Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Telangana. And states where the bottom numbers were reported include Punjab, Rajasthan, and Haryana. Moving to the other news, that is fourth round of quarterly employment survey. This particular news is important for General Studies paper 3, that is Indian economy and issues related to planning, mobilization, resource growth and development. So recently, the Ministry of Labor and Employment has released the fourth round of quarterly employment survey, right, which is a part of All India Quarterly Establishment Based Employment Survey, also known as AQEES. Now, as per the finding of the survey, the employment in the country has shown an increasing trend in some sector of the economy. We'll see the details upon which the performance has improved. ना फाइंडिंग ऑफ सर्वे की अगर बात करें, जो फोर्थ राउंड ऑफ सर्वे रिलीज की गई है क्वार्टरली एम्प्लॉयमेंट सर्वे की, it estimated that the employment has increased to 3.18 crore during January to March 2022 and from 3.14 crore during the September or December 2021. So a marginal increase has been seen from 3.14, now it is 3.18. The total employment that is mentioned in the 9 sector, specifically कुछ 9 ऐसे important sectors है जहाँ पे employment की ratio high है, that include the manufacturing among the major one, construction, trade, transportation, education, health, accommodations and restaurant, IT businesses, processes, outsourcing and financial services. They have collectively reported as 2.37 crores in the 6th economic census. Now, this is a graph about the QAS quarter 4. This is quarter 1, 3.08, again quarter 2, 3.10, quarter 3, 3.14, and quarter 4, 3.18. So, this is an increasing trend that has been witnessed in the overall employment. Now, sector-wise contributions की अगर बात करें, as I've told you, manufacturing is among the highest that has the contribution, and this amount to 38.5% of the total employment, right? तो सबसे हाई जो एनरोलमेंट है या फिर बात करें जो सबसे ज़्यादा परसेंटेज है एम्प्लॉयमेंट की, वो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग पे है. After that, education is a sector with 21.7%, IT and BPO with 12%, and healthcare sector with 10.6%. This data is very, very important. अगर आप इसे याद कर पाए, it will be very good, and make sure if you're writing in mains paper, आप पूरे इसी तरह से एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे ये डेटा जरूर दिखाएं वहाँ पे. Now, female worker participations की अगर बात करें, so the fourth round of quarterly employment survey said that the participation has marginally increased, that is from 31.6%, that is for September and December, and now for the women participation this has increased up to 31.8%. However, अगर बात करें किस एरिया में women की contributions है, तो 52% of the workforce work in the healthcare sector. उसके अलावा कुछ और sectors जहाँ पे ये काम करती हैं, that include education, financial services, IT and BPO. That is for education sector 44%, for financial services 41%, and for IT BPO this is 36%. This is again some important data that you can utilize in the mains paper. Moving to the other news of the day, that is Prime Minister attend the state funeral of former Japan Prime Minister. This is important for General Studies paper 2, that is bilateral regional grouping and agreement involving India and affecting India's interest. So recently the Prime Minister of India has attended the state funeral of former Japan Prime Minister Shinzo Abe in Tokyo. He was recently gunshotted in Japan during an election campaign, which is again a great loss for the nation. And even talking about India, he has maintained a very high and impactful relationship between India and Japan. So representatives from 100 countries were included and more than 20 head of the state participated in the state funeral. The Prime Minister also had the meeting with his Japanese counterpart to convey his deepest condolence with the tragic demise of the former Prime Minister, that is Shinzo Abe, lauding his contributions in cementing the bilateral strategic partnership and even conceptualizing a vision for फ्री, ओपन एंड इंक्लूसिव इंडो पैसिफिक। अगर बात करें इंडो पैसिफिक को लेकर के, तो क्वाड की भी फॉर्मेशन हुई है, वेर अगेन द 4 मेंबर्स, जहाँ पे जापान और इंडिया भी मेंबर्स हैं। सो दिस इज समथिंग इन लाइट ऑफ दैट ओनली। इंडो पैसिफिक रीजन एक ऐसी रीजन है जो कि काफ़ी ज़्यादा कंसर्न करती है इंडिया जैसे कंट्रीज़ को, एंड द क्वाड मेंबरशिप वॉज गिवन, you can say, the brainchild that was actually been there from the Japan itself. Now, this was the image that was released officially. The Prime Minister basically paying a homage to this funeral. Now, strengthening the India-Japan ties, the two leaders renewed their commitment towards strengthening the India-Japan strategic partnership and global partnership in working together for the region and various international grouping and institutions. बात करें इंडिया और जापान की, they in the recent meeting, the Prime Minister held the meeting with his counterpart, and they called for the exchange of views on further deepening the bilateral relationship. The two leaders have exchanged their view regarding the regional situation, including the situation which is there in Ukraine. Now, India and Japan has reaffirmed their shared recognition of important peaceful settlement, as well as the transparent comparable development that is reconfirming with the group in the Japan, irrespective of presidency of G7 and G20. Right? India will be taking the G20 presidency at the end of this year, which will continue till November 2023. So this is the right time for India to address all the global problems concerning our immediate neighbors and the country which we have a good bilateral relationship. Moving to the other news, that is first ever live streaming of the Supreme Court proceeding. This is for the first time in the history of judiciary that the live proceeding was there directly from the Supreme Court, and it was open to all citizens of our country. Important for General Studies Paper 2, Structure, Organization, Functions of Executive and Judiciary. So the first ever live streaming of the proceedings before the constitutional bench of the Supreme Court evoke a huge response, जहाँ पे बात करें total number of viewing that has crossed 8 lakh on account. This is what the official statement was made by the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court count this day as a historic day in the history of judiciary. Now, official from the apex court has said that it will go a long way overcoming the barriers of the distance and providing citizen with every part of the country an opportunity to watch the court proceeding across the country, right? कहीं से भी आप किसी जगह से YouTube पे ये live sessions देख सकते हैं. The 3 constitutional bench were presided by the Chief Justice of India, U.U. Lalit, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, and Justice S.K. Kaul. Now, back-end preparations की अगर बात करें, it called for a lot more preparation to get the proceeding live. So all the courtroom were presided with live streaming equipped Cisco VD endpoint and with 8 Cisco VD MLOL microphones, 3 HD cameras that were there, and 1 camera focusing on the bench, another on the advocate side, right? The 2 were on the advocate side, 1 directly on the bench side. Technical support team ensured that the whole process complete without any problem. It should be hassle free and without any obstructions. After the deliberations, the competent authority of the apex court directed the computer cell to coordinate with the national informatics centers for the video conferencing and live streaming of the proceeding on the NIC YouTube channel. So this was the official image that was released by the NIC. So this is the courtroom number 2, right? And these are the advocate and these are again the advocate courts, right? तो ये images जो है officially release की गई है. Moving to the editorial of the day, that is permanent member of UNSC is another story. Relevant for General Studies Paper 2, that is important international institutions, their structures and mandate. So what is the theme of this editorial? The editorial focuses upon India and UNSC. और इस editorial को discuss करने के लिए there are some important subheads that I'll be discussing with you. First is the declarations that deserve skepticism, complexity of membership, aspiring countries and membership issues, the idea of semi-permanent members, and the way forward. So starting with the introductions of this editorial, the editor want to convey that there's a buzz in India about the prospects of country becoming a permanent member of the UNSC, that is United Nations Security Council. India के जो external affairs minister है, he has been actively canvassing that countries' candidature meeting the counterparts from several countries. अगर 5 परमानेंट मेंबर्स की बात करें यूएनएससी में, दैट इज चाइना, फ्रांस, रशिया फेडरेशन, यूनाइटेड किंगडम एंड यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका, एंड दीज कंट्री हैव अ एक्सक्लूसिव क्लब इन द इंटरनेशनल रिलेशंस. डिक्लेरेशन दैट डिजर्व एक्सपेक्टिज्म की बात की गई है. सो फर्स्ट इज लाइक इनस्केपेबल फैक्ट दैट none of the P5 want the UNSC to be increased. ये सच्चाई है, ये skepticism है उस कंट्रीज की तरफ से भी जो P5 के मेंबर्स है, जो 5 परमानेंट मेंबर्स है, वो नहीं चाहते हैं कि वीटो पावर शेयर की जाए और जो परमानेंट मेंबरशिप है वो इंक्रीज हो. While the delegation of 50 countries were drafting the charter for future United Nations, the article regarding the Security Council, particularly for the right of veto, was subject to maximum debate and controversy. सो ये 5 कंट्रीज ये पावर अपने आप में यूनिफाइड रखना चाहते हैं, ये नहीं चाहते हैं कि ये डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो किसी और कंट्रीज के साथ भी. द ब्रिटिश रिप्रेजेंटेशन मेड इट क्लियर दैट ईदर यू हैव अ यूनाइटेड नेशन विद वेटो और देयर विल बी नो यूनाइटेड नेशंस, राइट. दिस इज व्हाट दे हैव कैटेगोरिकली नोटेड. And the chief Indian delegation said that it was better to have an imperfect United Nations than not to have a one. Right? This is to ensure that India is also in the league of the permanent membership. कुछ कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी की अगर बात करें एक मेंबरशिप के लिए, सो देयर इज अ कंसिडरेबल अनहैप्पीनेस among the members, that is at the large of the P5 country that enjoy the veto powers. They are not ready to share their powers, and the debate about the veto is often ranked when Western members, that is the P5 club, are not able to sow their way, and even they're not inclined to increase the membership also. That is the reason it has been a long pending. Now, India need to be cautious about the vetoes because there's another concept of semi-permanent members that might arise. We'll discuss that on the later part of the video. First, let's understand this. So there are 4 other candidates declared for the permanent membership that include India, Japan, Brazil, Germany. These are the group that is known as G4. इन countries ने pitch की है कि इन्हें permanent membership दी जाए. Now, Africa and Latin America and the Caribbean countries are unpleasant in the permanent category at present. Now, aspiring countries or membership issues की अगर बात करें, there's a quite debate ongoing about whether the aspiring countries should accept the permanent member without right to vote. क्या ऐसे countries को बिना right to vote के permanent membership दी जाए, इस पे भी बातें चल रही है. So, a permanent membership without right to vote. Right? Now, there's no ambiguity regarding the positions of the P5. These are the permanent members. So, their veto will not be impacted. And every one of them are firmly opposed to conferring the veto power and any prospect to the new permanent member. तो unanimously ये 5 ऐसे countries हैं जो नहीं चाहते हैं कि veto power को share किया जाए और किसी new members के साथ. Right? Now, not just P5, vast majority of members do not want any more veto widening members of the council. Now, the idea of semi-permanent members, this is what I was discussing earlier. तो semi-permanent members की भी बातें आ रही हैं एक options के तौर पे. So, a distinguished group of experts suggested that कि एक नई कैटेगरी बनाने की जरूरत बना सकते हैं जिसे हम semi-permanent members के नाम से जानेंगे. And what will be the benefit? The country would be elected for a period of 8 to 10 years and would be eligible for re-elections, and India ought to give serious consideration for this idea. Initially उन्हें veto pass नहीं दी जाएगी, उन्हें semi permanent रखा जाएगा और देखा जाएगा whether they should be made permanent members or not. Now, UNSC के structures की अगर बात करें, as I've told you, there are 5 important members that include China, France, UK, Russia, and United States, right? और अगर बात करें structures की, तो Russia and China have voted for the draft resolution for Syria. ये कुछ vetoes हैं जो आप यहाँ पे read कर सकते हैं. And UNSC force is a UN that has declared by 5 permanent members हैं adopted with the draft resolutions, right? और criticism की बात करें, permanent member system है, 5 permanent member और उसकी membership को बढ़ाई नहीं गई है. तो UNSC में reform एक ऐसी topic है which is always relevant for your mains paper, and this is a long desired topic, and even for the international relations, those who have PSI are optional, उनके लिए भी UNSC structure एक बहुत ही important topic है. तो यहाँ पे रिफॉर्म की काफ़ी ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है। और एंड नोट की अगर बात करें वे हेड में, द एक्सपर्ट आर ऑफ द ओपिनियन दैट इंडिया शुड नॉट एक्सेप्ट अ परमानेंट मेंबरशिप विदाउट राइट टू वीटो। ऐसे कुछ एक्सपर्ट्स का कहना है, बट ये सबसे बड़ी सवाल है दैट नो बडी इज ऑफरिंग इंडिया परमानेंट मेंबरशिप। यहाँ पे तो अभी बात सेमी परमानेंट मेंबरशिप की हो रही है, तो देखना होगा दैट मेंबरशिप ऑफ द वीटो शुड बी फर्मली रूल्ड आउट। अभी अभी के कंटेक्स्ट में एक परमानेंट मेंबरशिप तो पॉसिबल नहीं है, but if some miracle happen, we would manage to obtain the permanent membership without veto, and India must not waste its time, it should grab it immediately. And even a permanent member without the veto will be tremendously helping in protecting our interest at the global arena. Moving to the MCQ questions of the day, before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of yesterday question. The first question, the correct option is C. For second question also, the correct option is C. Today's MCQ for practice, आपको बताना है स्मार्ट एंटी वेपन्स के बारे में. Developed by DRDO and Indian Air Force, it is capable of engaging ground enemy airfield asset, that is radar, bunker, etc. up to a range of 100 kilometers. Second, Varuna 21, 19th edition जो है इंडियन और फ्रेंच नेवल के बीच में हुई थी, and this is for the first time that United Arab Emirates is participating in the Varuna maritime exercises. So this is all about the daily news and editorial analysis followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, you can let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.